there's also a lot going on down the street over there at the corner of Orchard Lake and Maple Road at the Orchard Mall. And to talk about everything that's happening there now and in the near future, we're pleased to be joined once again by their property manager, Kelly Woodley, with us on the MegaCast. Kelly, thanks for being with us again.
Hi, Tyler. Good morning. How are you?
Doing all right. How are you, Kelly?
Good. Very good.
So how are things going over at the Orchard Mall? Because a lot of these businesses are back to having in-person business. The COVID-19 pandemic, it's still going on. There's still a lot of issues with COVID-19, but they're different issues than before. How are our local businesses faring at this moment in time?
You know, I keep saying, I've been saying for the past year and a half, we're so fortunate and lucky to have these seasoned, very strong and tenacious retailers and restaurant operators, and they just keep rolling with the punches. I know we all wished that this pandemic would be gone by now, and it's not, but every day it's a changing scenario, and every day they just keep changing with it, and things are going well. It's been hard and challenging, but things are improving on a daily basis for us, and it's exciting to see more people comfortable coming back inside, to see some of our mall walkers back. Getting a little bit more of that normalcy has been encouraging for a lot of people.
It's interesting, Kelly, because you have a little bit of two different sides of stories. You have some stories where office space and retail space is being utilized even less before the pandemic, and certainly during the pandemic, as businesses have closed their doors or as people have been less reliant on physical spaces to run their businesses. But on the other hand, you also have had a lot of people that have either left their jobs or lost their jobs and have had new creative ideas come into play, or finally been inspired to go out and start that business and get that retail space and start selling their products, and have moved into new locations. What's the status been over at the Orchard Mall? Have you had new tenants that have come in during the pandemic, and if so, or any that are on the horizon, and if so, what are some of those businesses?
We haven't moved anyone in at Orchard Mall during the pandemic. We are seeing an uptick in interest and in leasing activity across the board at all of the properties that I manage. So that's encouraging. At Orchard Mall specifically, I would say, being primarily retail and restaurant and fitness, those operators, I think, I don't want to say this and offend anyone, but I think they had a really hard time. I was going to say more than most, but every sector is struggling, so I want to be careful. But at Orchard Mall, I think what we're happy to have seen is that these businesses have been able to stay open, and even that in itself is an accomplishment. You drive around town and there are several businesses that weren't even able to do that, and it's very sad. It's people's livelihood, it's their dreams, and for whatever reason, they weren't able to make it happen. So for us at Orchard Mall, we feel very fortunate to have all of our family intact still. So
we're joined by Kelly Woodley. She is the property manager at the Orchard Mall with us today on the MegaCast. And so with these businesses being back open for in-person retail, customers starting to go back into the stores, if people are going back to the Orchard Mall to do their shopping in person, what are some of the precautions that are currently in place and the rules that are in place, of course, to prevent the spread of COVID-19?
I hate to talk about the rules, Tyler, because, we all have our own opinions, but we are asking that whether individuals are vaccinated or unvaccinated or feel comfortable or don't feel comfortable, just to try to be as inclusive to everyone. We would encourage people to continue to wear a mask when you arrive to the mall. If you're just passing through, even in the hallways, we like to see the mask still, just to make sure that everyone is comfortable. Even if you are vaccinated or you don't believe you need to wear a mask, I don't think it's such a difficult thing to do, just to be respectful and helpful to everyone. Obviously, if there's a medical reason you can't wear a mask, we make accommodations, but we are still asking for the masks to be extra careful. We have enhanced our cleaning protocols since day one. We have hand sanitizer available. We're trying to keep people as spaced out as possible. Our hallways are very big and provide ample space for people to have their own personal space and feel comfortable. And then each of the stores obviously have their own protocols in place. I think some of them are limiting the number of people within their actual store at a particular time, but you'd have to check with them and their websites to know the actual individual protocols that are put into place. But for Orchard Mall, we're excited to see everyone back, and we want everyone to feel as comfortable as possible. So we're keeping some of those guidelines in place a little bit longer here, and until we see the end of this. We just would rather take a safer approach than anything else.
We're joined by Kelly Woodley. She is the property manager over at the Orchard Mall, and she joins us today on the MegaCast. And one of the great places over at the Orchard Mall that opened just before the pandemic in partnership with West Bloomfield Parks is Connect, which is basically the senior center over here in West Bloomfield Township, which provides activities and other events for our senior community. How has your partnership over at the Orchard Mall with West Bloomfield Parks become even more important to not only the community but also to the Orchard Mall and to parks both individually as the pandemic's continued on, and how important is that partnership going to continue to be in the post-COVID-19 future?
Yeah, I mean, our partnership with West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation is something that I really cherish. I think those individuals that work over there do a phenomenal job. All of their events are fantastic. The programs that they bring to the community, to the seniors, are just wonderful. And even throughout the pandemic, I was very impressed with the way that the parks folks they adapted as well. And I know we do have their space at Orchard Mall right now, but during the pandemic, when we needed to be extra careful with our seniors and not have as many people coming inside, the folks at Parks and Rec are so creative. They would have events in the parking lot, which I thought was so cool and so great that they could accommodate. And I think they're very creative, and I look forward to continuing our partnership with them and finding ways to get our seniors back out into the public and seeing each other and having these activities. It's been really great to see them coming back again.
Yeah, it's good. It's been great to see people coming back into Connect and to see people coming back into the Orchard Mall, and that partnership with West Bloomfield Parks, having that come back in a greater fruition inside the mall, also great. We're joined by Kelly Woodley, the property manager over at the Orchard Mall, and you got a lot of great events also coming up over at the Orchard Mall. We'll start by continuing on with that partnership with West Bloomfield Parks, where once again this year, it'll be back at the Orchard Mall, the Heroes Appreciation Breakfast. Can you tell us a little bit about that event, when that's happening, what people can expect, and how our local veterans can also participate in this event?
Absolutely. So that event is coming up on Friday, November 5th, and I believe it's the third year that we've partnered with West Bloomfield Township and West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. And it's just so nice to be able to honor the local veterans. We put on a breakfast in partnership with Parks and Rec and West Bloomfield Township. It's hosted in the center of the mall. Whether you're a veteran or a non-veteran, the breakfast is open. Veterans and one guest are able to attend the breakfast for free. Additional guests or non-veterans can attend for $15. And there's a full breakfast presentation by the West Bloomfield Honor Guard. Our MC this year is WDIV's Jason Colthorpe, who I think is just so fun and gives a lot back to our community. So I think it'll be great to have Jason there this year. We'll have some entertainment, some prizes to give away, little gift bags for the veterans. It's actually one of my favorite events that we've done at Orchard Mall. I think it's really wonderful anytime you're able to do anything for the veterans that have done so much for us.
Another event that's coming up there actually this weekend on Sunday, October 10th, is the event show, which is, of course, being held by Star Trax in partnership with the Orchard Mall. What's going to be going on there? Because we're going to have a lot of vendors there. It's going to be a really interesting event for people that are looking to plan their own events going forward.
So this is the first time that we're actually going to be the venue for Star Trax. So I'm excited to see this event show. As you know, Tyler, we do tons of events at Orchard Mall. We love to lend our space and find ways to bring the community inside. And so we haven't been able to do a lot of events with this pandemic. And I think Star Trax is known for all of their event planning services that they have. And I can't wait to see what they do. They're going to host over 60 vendors, and you can plan, if you're planning a party, a wedding, a shower, a bar mitzvah, anything you have coming up, you can go and meet with these vendors face to face. They'll show you what they have to offer. There'll be photographers and, floral arrangers and invitation specialists, people with fun food creations and treats and design rentals. They'll have it all. So if you have a party coming up, or if you're thinking you want to, you can show up, you can plan it from start to finish. So it's exciting. I can't wait. It's this Sunday. I believe the hours are 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes, that is the hours. And then the next week, Saturday, after this, Saturday, October 16th, will be a couple of different events going on over at the Orchard Mall. It'll be the Detroit Dog Rescue Pet Adoption event that's been happening there over the last several years, pre-pandemic, as well as the Cookies on the Go with their friends over at Camp Make a Dream. What will those events be looking like? And are they going to be going on simultaneously?
They are. It's going to be a busy weekend. Like I said, we haven't had events in over a year, so now we're kind of going 0 to 100, and it's exciting. Plenty of ways to see all of our friends and reconnect again. But next weekend is actually Sweetest Day on Saturday the 16th. So I personally think there's nothing sweeter than bringing home a puppy. And Detroit Dog Rescue is making that available to you on Saturday at Orchard Mall, and they'll be right up at the front of the mall, across the street from Premier Pet Supply. So I say across the street, across the hall. So you can adopt your new friend and go right across the hall and get all of the things that you need to keep them happy, from toys and treats and all of that. And then our friends with Camp Make a Dream are hosting their Cookies and Dream on the Go program. And Camp Make a Dream they provide a cost-free camp program for cancer survivors and their families. So the Cookies and Dreams event is just a way to raise money to continue that wonderful camp that they provide. And so with the pandemic, they moved away from an in-person event that they typically had hosted previous years. And so the way it's run this time of year, this year and last year, they've done it this way. You go to their website at campdreammish.org, and you can order your cookies in advance. I think the donation for the cookies is $50, but they're amazing, gourmet, delicious cookies. And it's somewhat of a drive-through event that you just pull up next to Toyology at Orchard Mall, and they'll bring out your bag and you'll get all of your goodies, and you're donating to a really wonderful cause. So both of those events will be happening simultaneously next Saturday.
We're joined by Kelly Woodley. She is the property manager over at the Orchard Mall with us on the MegaCast today. Kelly, about another minute left with you before we'll have to say goodbye. Is there anything else that people should know at this time, or would be interesting for people to be keeping in mind over at the Orchard Mall in the coming days and weeks?
Yeah, I think the last thing that I would love to mention is that Small Business Saturday is coming up. Small Business Saturday it's not only at Orchard Mall, it's everywhere, but for Orchard Mall specifically, I would encourage you to come back and see us, come see our retailers, come shopping. We have holidays coming up. I think Hanukkah's earlier this year. I think Hanukkah actually starts the day after Small Business Saturday. So Sunday, November 28th, Hanukkah starts, and we have Christmas or whatever it is you're celebrating. Our retailers want to be there for you this year, and I think it's just our way as community members to keep these businesses viable and to keep them alive. So plenty of options, from toys to jewelry to pets to hair, makeup, nails at our salons, fitness uses, plenty of things that we can provide for you, and we would love to see you. So Small Business Saturday, big deal.
Yes, it is. And Kelly, we thank you for coming on the show, telling us a little bit more about what's going on at the Orchard Mall and things to be looking forward to in the future.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you again for having me. I love seeing you guys and love having the opportunity to connect with our community.